would call a charge. It's an energy. And if you're feeling down, or if you're feeling upset, or if you're being attacked, whatever the case, if you're going to the negative side of the center, of your center, you're setting yourself up to experience the equal and opposite of that at some point. What he's saying about the they, as far as shenanigans and whatnot, it makes sense on a level, but you can only comprehend it if you were not thinking in narratives and ideology, religious thinking, even moral thinking. You can only be thinking in terms of there's center or balance, and then there's above center, and then there's below center. And if you imagine how long time is, and it seems to be pretty long, then in any particular incarnation or lifetime, it can appear that you are staying on one side for quite a while. And if you look into this realm and the way it presents itself, it appears that we've been doing this sort of thing for quite a while. It's still only involving being knocked off of center and then coming back. And it always balances out, because there's no other way to be. Balance is there is only balance. Your mind can come in and make up all kinds of stories about every single situation, and it will, and it does. But outside of the concepts, outside of the conceptualization of it, it's just balanced, regardless of what you do. That's the fail-safe element of it. And people test that. And people have tested it. Probably people will be testing that as long as there are people. That's what people do. They test things, they do experiments, they see how far you can push in one direction and still be brought back. Alan Watts used to talk about that. About how some of the creatures in the realm, namely the religious ones, the ones who have fully bought into that thought system, they're way out on the edges. They're way out on the periphery. And even those ones are still going to be brought back. Everybody's brought back. There's not anyone who's left out. Of course, that would go in the face of anyone who's doing the religious thinking, because you need to have causality, which is essentially morality, which is essentially punishment. And that system itself is artificially placed by the guards of morality. And then morality has to be defined. And then you're off to the races again via concepts. They can't even all those guys arguing about it in the courts, regarding the murderers and the rapists and everything. They can't even decide what it is. They're sitting there giving 10 life sentences. Like, what does that even mean? Maybe they feel like they're getting into the karma aspect of it, but still, it doesn't matter. You're going to argue till the cows come home. And someone's always going to be getting gypped or feeling like they're getting gypped. So what he was saying about the disclosure stuff, essentially what I get from it is that the ones who are involved, the ones who are sort of managing this system on whatever level they're at, they're perhaps a little bit embarrassed about it, because no matter how scientific you are about something, or no matter how well a system appears like it's going to work or that it is working, it always requires more. You don't just get in there and act as God, because that's essentially what you're doing. You're trying to manage the entire universe from some sort of like lower mind. And you know, maybe it works really well, who knows, but at the same time, no element from within a system can manage the system. Any being or element inside of the whole is something that does not have the knowledge of the whole, and who knows if it's even possible to have the knowledge of the whole. I think if someone came to that point, they would no longer be an individual within the system. So who would you be talking to at that point? It's just convoluted. Every single person has their own thoughts about everything. And people are all influenced by the programming. And it is, as far as I can see, something along the lines of you energetically move toward what you would like, or what seems correct for you. You're always attempting to do that anyway. But that's not even something that you have to set out to do. It's just what you're doing already. And then, if you can accept that you're just doing it already, whatever it is that you can do, then you remove the guilt aspect. And the guilt aspect is what keeps everybody moving. It's what keeps everybody running around trying to fix things. And all that does is push them out into projection. Basically, most people can't accept that the thing is just as it is. And that's allowed. It's allowed that you don't accept it. But when you're in that mode, you are pushing the future forward and you're extending the past backward. You're creating the universe. You're doing that. Nobody else is doing that. You're doing it. And collectively, we're doing it. And as we put more and more band-aids on it, we do more and more fixes. You know, are we going to reach an end to it? We're going to somehow be like, yeah, we finally patched up the last problem, put the last band-aid on, we fixed the last hole in the dam has been patched, and now, you know, everything's fine. seems unlikely to me. Everyone's headed toward the release point. And the release point is when you, as the individual within the whole, fully see that your attempts at fixing something are not doing anything but breaking something. They're not doing anything but pressing the future out to more stuff, more things, more wheel revolutions. They're pressing the past out. That's the only thing that's happening. And once you reach that point, and once you see it, then you stop trying to fix anything. And everything just does what it does, which is the same thing that it's always been doing. Even with all of everybody's manipulations and everyone's playing with technology and trying to look into the future and trying to run back into the past and fix it. It's been some multi-dimensional playground, or perhaps horror ground. Probably a bit of both. But at the same time, it's not anything different than, the wheel. It's the wheel of carnality. It's not there's nothing like, I don't care if you're rich or poor. I don't care if you're the most beautiful physical person ever. It's all the same stuff. And you get weary of that at some point. At some point, the king, who's been doing all this stuff and protecting himself, he's got his guards fixing everything up. All the weapons are there, all the protection's there, everything's there. And at some point, he's like, man, it starts all looking the same to the king, and then to everybody. Maybe the homeless guy is just finally like, oh, well, I've been doing this for a while. Essentially, it's all the same thing. And the wheel is not headed anywhere in particular. It's just going wherever you go. Where you go, the wheel goes. And as long as you keep pushing yourself out into the future via projection, it's going to keep providing the future for you via the changing present. I don't see that there is an end to that. And for me, fundamentally, the present has never changed. Once I realized what it was, it has never changed whatsoever. And the existence as a whole doesn't give a shit very much whether I stay present or whether I go off into projection. It doesn't care. It allows everything. It always has allowed everything. All possibilities. And people like to get in there and test the whole I bet you can't see this one. I bet you can't, you're not going to catch me. I'm fast. We have cloaking devices. You're not going to even see us. But the thing is they're not arguing with anybody but themselves. They just don't realize it yet. So at some point they're gonna succeed in all that crap. They're gonna see into the future. They're gonna see exactly into the future, perfectly, and then they're gonna start turning into some sort of robot because they're gonna start losing that miraculous spontaneity, which is sort of a gift that we're all born with, and they'll feel that black hole entrainment device slowly sucking them in. They're gonna find their own selves at the end of it. Then they're going to throw a tantrum and, come and bother everybody else about it. But, I mean, again, people do. Nobody's ever been stopped from doing anything. Sure, there are certain repercussions and ramifications from actions. Everybody knows that. But there's not like some final arbiter that determines correct action or correct morality. It's up to you as the individual. All the people who believe in deities and everything, they're still picking from that system what they like. I like this, I like that, this thing is good, it shouldn't eat pork or whatever. Any number of those types of things. And they're still taking personal possession of that part of morality, but they still don't want to say that they're doing that. They want to say somebody else did it. Somebody else is responsible. Nobody else is responsible. There's only you. And you'll keep getting thrown back on yourself in 1,000 different ways because you're 1,000 different things and more. And it's a tough lesson. There's no escape. There's no like, okay, we're gonna patch this piece up and go hide in this corner of the galaxy or this corner of the timescape. No, like that doesn't work. Everything is already always known by the existence itself. Nothing can happen without it being known. Like life is in everything. The energy is in every single thing that ever possibly was or possibly could be. All possible thought forms. Probably all impossible thought forms as well. Stuck between the image and the thing itself. Everybody's oscillating between that. Until they merge together, then you're oscillating between image and the thing itself. The image is a part of the thing itself, but until you realize that, then you're oscillating. And the thing itself never is figured out. It's not like, it's not up for figuring out. It welcomes any attempts for figuring out, but nobody has, and probably nobody ever will. But at the same time, that doesn't mean like you should just stop doing anything. You have to experiment with it. You have to like search into the depths of your own self and see